How's it going, everyone? It's Dungeon coming at you with another vid, and today we're going to be talking about item discovery. So I'm going to show you a few pieces of equipment that you can use to raise your item discovery. First, we're going to talk about what you can wear on your head, and first thing that you would note would be the prisoner's hood. This one will raise your item discovery by 10 points. It's really not a whole lot, but it's usually pretty easy to get. You'll get it from regular playthrough when you kill hollows and stuff. The earliest one that you can get would be the traveling merchant hat. This one will actually raise it by 25 points. This one you'll get from the hag that's actually behind me in the clip that you're watching right now, and that's honestly the earliest thing that you probably be able to have access to. It's pretty good. The Jester's cap you'll get from the Iron Keep, and this one will raise item discovery by 50 points. The only other helmet or helm or whatever that you can wear is a symbol of avarice, and this one is a little bit dangerous because it actually does damage to you when you wear it. So you probably will want to have a ring of restoration and charred Loy's shields or something like that in order for you to actually combat how much damage you're taking in. But if you're wearing it, it'll increase your item discovery by 100. It'll actually give you a little boost in how many souls that you'll be able to absorb when you kill enemies. But those are for the helmets. As far as what you can wear on your body, really the only one that you can do is the prisoner's tatters. This one will bump it up by 15 points. Again, it's not a whole lot, but I mean that's the only thing you can wear on your body. Shields, there's one particular shield that you can use, and it's the Watch Dragon Parma. I particularly like this shield, and it actually will bump up your item discovery by 50 points. So that's pretty good, especially it's like a pretty good thing to have. I like this one. On your ring slots, you could have the Covetous Gold Serpent ring, or +1 or +2. Those ones, the regular one will increase it by 50 points. The +1 will increase it by 75 points, and the +2 will increase it by 100 points. At the end of the video, I'll show you guys how to get the +2, even with your first playthrough. Now, as far as consumables go, there is I mentioned in one of the previous videos that you could use rust coin, and the rust coins will increase your item discovery by 100 points. However, I do got to mention that while before I said that going to the bonfire will reset it, in this game it actually doesn't reset it. The only thing that does reset is dying or like warping out with like an aged feather or something like that. Otherwise it'll last for 5 minutes. So let's take a look at where you get some of these items. In order to get the Watch Dragon Parma, you come over to Hyde's Tower, and right behind where I'm at is where you'll pretty much find it. And what this one does is it'll boost it up by 50 points, like I said before. But if you take a look at the stats, they're actually really good. Aside from the fact that it's only 90% physical absorption, as long as you can bear that, it actually has really good absorption for magic and elements and stuff like that. So I would definitely recommend this one. And like I said before, you get it right after the dragon fight that you have right there. And most of you probably have it, you don't even realize it, and because you're using some other shield or whatever. But this one it's actually a really good shield. I would highly recommend you use it in your playthrough. Alright, so here we are in the Iron Keep. We're going to be getting a couple items from that guy right there, Madrigold. And in order to get there, all you got to do from the Iron Keep bonfire, just come up the bridge and into the door, fighting your way through all the enemies. And once you clear everything out, come over here, talk to Madrigold, and you want to buy some things from him. First off, you can buy the Jester's hat. That thing we've already talked about. But if you spend 10,000 souls of items, if you buy a bunch of stuff from him, then you talk to him afterwards, and he'll actually just hand you the Covetous Gold Serpent ring +1. So, and the thing is he's actually got some cool stuff. The other Jester items are cool. He's got a ring that's nice for some of you. Some of the spells also would be kind of cool, especially those hexer spells, carvings, a fragrant branch. So plenty of good stuff that you can spend money on. and most of you probably will end up spending the money and then just talk to him, and then he'll give you the Covetous Gold Serpent Ring +1. Now I did say you can get a Covetous Gold Serpent Ring in this place too, and that would happen through normal progression. You drop down from one of these areas a little further down in this map, and your character will just find it laying on this bucket of lava or whatever. So that's how you get these items. So here we are in the gutter. We're going to be showing you how to get the prisoner's tatters. You basically just kill the hollows that are in this area, and you'll probably get a couple of them, maybe even 2 or 3 actually. The one thing I will say to help you out if you're going to try to farm this is grab the torch, because these hollows will just run at you like a moth to flames. And the other thing that I should note that's kind of important is that when they drop stuff, sometimes because the floor has like holes in it, it's not a solid floor, some of those things will actually drop through the floor, and if that happens, you might not be able to get those things that are down there. Now in this particular spot right here, if it drops down, it'll fall on the floor underneath it, and you can drop down and get it. But if you have played through the gutter before, then you know dropping down there will make you go through the entire map before you can get to another bonfire. So what you probably would want to do if you drop down, obviously just use an Age Feather or a Homer Bone or something like that. So I did mention to you guys that I would show you how to get the Covetous Gold Serpent Ring +2. So what you got to do is come over to the Belfry Upper Ramparts bonfire and use a bonfire ascetic. Do keep in mind that sometimes those things are a little bit hard to find, so don't use them on everything, and also note that it'll make the areas more difficult. Once you do that, then you can actually access the Belfry gargoyles through the servants' quarters in the Lost Bastille. Once here, you can actually go down the ladder and then so long as you've already fought the pursuer over here, put in the lockstone inside the wall over there. That'll open up this area, open the door, and then do yourself a favor and join the Bellkeeper Covenant. Otherwise, people will invade you and mess with you, and that will be very bad. So do that, and then there's one last thing you have to do. Alright, so before you can fight the Belfry gargoyles, you have to come to the top of the tower and then pull on the lever right here to open up the gate to give you access to the boss fight. So go down the ladder, and if you haven't already summoned the NPC Phantom, go ahead and do that. Heal up both you and the Phantom. I typically use some sort of either warmth or other miracle that's going to heal up the Phantom, because you're probably going to need to be at both full strength. Alright, so a couple tips before you go into the boss fight. Buff your weapon if you can. You might have to use a resin or something like that. Use a green blossom, because you are going to need to dish out as much DPS as possible in the quickest amount of time. And when you first enter in the boss battle, I typically go to the one on the left. It's shorter, seems like to me, and if you can, the strategy here that I use is basically focus down one of the gargoyles at a time. Now, you will take hits from different directions because of this. Just make sure that you're keeping an eye on your health. Move around a little bit. The NPC Phantom will usually help the aggro, but try not to attack the other gargoyles. Focus down on one, kill the one, because you really don't want to be fighting more than 2 at a time. You'll see here, all the way in the right corner of the screen, the 3rd gargoyle has already spawned in, and there's another one on the way. So keep your distance, focus down on these guys, kill them one at a time. You can see in here most of their attacks are from the gargoyle bident that they wield, and they'll do swiping attacks, and they'll do like downward thrusts when they jump in the air, and it's pretty time oriented, so you should be able to like time the attack and be able to dodge even if you can't see him, you know. He was about to right there, he was about to use a fire attack. Those are pretty easy to dodge usually. the ones you really got to worry about are the lightning attacks that they have. If they're about to do one of those things, back up, because it will definitely mess you up if you're in melee. Now, once you get through killing all of them, then you will get the Covetous Gold Serpent Ring +2. And there is a last tip that I have after you get done with this. It's kind of it's a Dark Souls thing, you know, because down below when you go to the bonfire, there's actually 2 new dog monsters that are down below. So watch out for those. Don't die. Don't be surprised. And I'll see you guys in the next vid. Bye, everyone.